There's a light under the door at the end of the hall. That room's been empty for 6 years. I just watched someone walk into it and lock the door from the inside. I've lived in this building for almost a decade. 10th floor. Quiet. Old place built in the late 70s. Thin walls. Yellowed wallpaper. Every step echoes a little too long. I know everyone here. Or rather, I knew them. One by one, they've moved out. Older folks died. Younger ones found better jobs. Now it's just me and the empty apartments. But there's one door I've never seen open. Tense. It's at the far end of the hallway. Always locked. No name on the buzzer. No sounds from inside. No mail. No visitors. Until last night. It was 2:44 a.m. I couldn't sleep. No reason. Just that creeping, crawling tension under your skin that tells you something's wrong before your brain catches up. I walked out into the hallway, barefoot, in my sweats. Everything was still, except for the light. A pale strip of white glowed under the door of 10C. Unmoving, cold, like the kind you'd see in an old hospital room. I just stood there, staring. Then I heard footsteps. From the stairwell, I turned. A man in a gray coat came up the stairs slowly. No noise except the rubber of his shoes sticking to the tile. He didn't look at me. He walked right past me and stopped at 10C, pulled out a key, opened the door, stepped inside, locked it behind him. I knocked. No answer. I bent down and looked at the light again. It was wrong. Too flat. No shadow. No flicker. I put my ear to the door. Silence. Then I went back to my apartment. But I didn't sleep. The next day, I asked the landlord about 10C. He froze. No one's rented that apartment since 2017, he said. I told him what I saw. The man. The light. He frowned, looked at his screen, then said, "There's no power running to that unit." I bought a cheap camera and set it up in my peephole, aimed down the hallway. Motion triggered. Loop recording. I figured maybe I was overtired, stressed. Maybe I'd imagined it. That night, I sat in the dark with the feed open on my laptop. 1:0 a.m. Nothing. 2:0 nothing. 2:43 static. 2:44 video cuts back in. The door to 10C is open. The man in the gray coat walks out. He turns and looks directly into the camera. My camera has no night vision. Nah red light. Nah indicator. There's no way he could know it was there. I checked the footage 100 times. He never blinks. He never breathes. Just stares, then walks off screen. But when I opened the door to the hallway, everything was normal. Door shut, light gone, no one there. I downloaded the clip, then pulled the camera. I was done being subtle. That afternoon, I borrowed a screwdriver from the maintenance guy, waited until no one was around, and went straight to 10C. The handle was cold, too cold, like touching metal left in the snow. I slid the screwdriver into the edge of the frame, right where the lock met the jamb. Pressed. Click. It opened. The air inside smelled like old meat and copper. Not rotting, preserved, like something long dead being kept alive by force. The light overhead was the only one on. Bare bulb, no fixture. Buzzing faintly. The walls were covered in scratches. Long, deep lines that went in. Circles. As if someone had dragged their nails in slow spirals over and over and over. There was no furniture. No kitchen setup. Just a metal folding chair in the center of the room and a door in the back wall that shouldn't exist. This building has a standard layout. 10C backs up to the elevator shaft. There's nothing behind that wall. But the door was there. Wooden. Dark. No handle. And from under it, light. That same white glow. I backed out. Shut the apartment. Didn't lock it. Left the building. Went for a walk. Got coffee. Didn't go home until sunset. Tried to sleep on the couch. Didn't work. At 3:14 a.m., I woke up gasping. My ears were ringing. High, sharp tone, like feedback. And I could feel air on my face, moving. I opened my eyes. My bedroom door was open, and so was the door to the hallway. I never leave either open. I got up, stepped into the hallway. 10C was open again. The light under the back door was brighter now, and I could hear something. Not footsteps, not voices. It was a sound I didn't recognize, like something dragging wet cloth across glass, over and over. I walked into 10C. The chair was gone. The walls were clean. Just that door, and the light, and the sound. I stepped closer, and then the light went out. I heard a click behind me. Turned. The apartment door had shut itself. I ran, hit the door. It didn't budge. I slammed my shoulder into it again and again until it creaked open. I stumbled out into the hallway. No one was there. I called the police the next morning. They checked the room, said it was empty, said there was no second door, even showed me. I stood in the same apartment and stared at the blank wall. But I'd seen it. I knew what I saw. They left, told me to get some rest. Last night, I heard something breathing again. Not outside, under my bed. I didn't check. I didn't move. I lay there for 6 hours, eyes open, muscles frozen. It never stopped breathing. Today I came home from work and found muddy footprints in my hallway. They lead from my front door to my bedroom. Bare feet. Too long. Too narrow. Not mine. It's 2:41 a.m. now. I'm watching the hallway. There's a light under the door to 10C. And I just heard a knock at my front door. 3 slow taps. I haven't opened it. I won't. But the knocking won't stop. And now there's a new sound. Behind me, under the floorboards, something is breathing